maybe, just maybe, 𝐍𝐵𝐿𝐵 gets in the game a little bit more.
10 minutes in, some pressure lifted, and 𝐍𝐵𝐿𝐵 scores goals.
Right, first half review. Let's hope the tannoy isn't going to interrupt me. This Tintin hair is to do with the wind, alright? I don't normally like this. I don't really know what to do about it. It's not moving, but it's a bit like the Blades back line. It's not had too much to do and not been too much movement. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed 0-0. I would say the Blades have had chances, but it's been, and I hate this word, bitty. Chances few and far between, but a bit scrappy. Our finishing is poor. Bogle's been absolutely fantastic. McGoldrick, just after he came on, had a really good sighter. He cut inside, but shot over. Perhaps if he'd been on longer, maybe he'd have had his eye in by then. Overall, I'm happy, but I'm slightly concerned with the finishing. I really do think the Blades need to get their shooting boots on. Who knows what will happen second half? Maybe, just maybe, 𝐍𝐵𝐿𝐵 gets in the game a little bit more. McGoldrick links up well with him. Who knows? We're shooting the wrong way as well for the fans second half. But up the Blades, second half, bring it on. We're always boring in the first half.
So after the first half where we absolutely dominated possession, we had so many shots, but sadly couldn't convert them, I felt quite positive the second half started. We know our goal scoring record is better as well in the second half than the first. Just needed to keep going and take some chances. And Peterborough were so poor. Another poor championship team, and how many times have we said that this season? They were breaking well though, and our defence did look a bit shaky at times. Don't think Egan had one of his best games, but thankfully, 10 minutes in, some pressure lifted, and 𝐍𝐵𝐿𝐵 scores goals. Finally breaks that record, gets that monkey off his back. I think we've seen in recent games he's lost his temper a bit towards the end of games where he hasn't scored, and I think he's been conscious of this record. Would have been great to see him do it at home at the Cop End, but it's done now. Take the burden off him, and I just want him to play with some freedom now and really enjoy himself. He had that other chance as well, one-on-one with the keeper, and of all the players you'd want to have that chance, you'd want Billy. And sadly, I think he probably should have done better, but I won't be too hard on him because he broke the record and he's a club legend. And then the second goal, Mr. Sheffield United, 𝐍𝐵𝐿𝐵, another great game from him. R&D, not great for me again. He just seems to be passing backwards or sideways after a decent game against Luton. His former employers, maybe he was more motivated for that. But 𝐍𝐵𝐿𝐵 marauding forward all the time, head down, goes towards goal. And when the ball went in, I was like, oh, amazing. 𝐵𝐵𝐿𝐵's scored a goal. He deserves a goal so much. Then you see the replay, and it wasn't 𝐵𝐵𝐿𝐵's goal, but running off celebrating like he scored, fair enough. And he made that chance, made that own goal. I was absolutely delighted for him. I think ultimately though, we were really sloppy tonight. But odd, we couldn't string too many passes together in certain periods. I don't know, just seemed a bit off it tonight, and I think maybe against a better team would we have been punished. A bit concerning. But yeah, ultimately we get the result. Less shots in the second half than the first, but this time we converted them. And it really, it doesn't matter how you win, as long as you win. Busy month as well, February, 7 games, first one, away game, and we win. Yes, it's a poor opposition, but we've won that first game, and it's a good start to a busy month. So yeah, let's take that forward, build on that, and let's go. All the Blades!
Good evening, Blades. Statman here with your player ratings from that excellent 2-0 win at Peterborough United. Second consecutive 2-0 win. In goal, Wes Fodringham, solid from Wes. Great save just before half-time. Other than that, not much to do. 7 for Wes. Jayden Bogle got forward really well, particularly in the first half. 3 good shots on goal. Probably warranted a goal that his performance deserved. Well played again, Jayden. 8 out of 10. Reece Norrington-Davies on the other flank. Could really look at doing a little bit more and get forward a bit better. When he did get forward, his crosses weren't quite on point. 6 for Reece this evening. John Egan missed a sitter in the first half, but defensively, pretty solid, didn't have much to do, 6.5. Jack Robinson, always a threat with his long throws, got forward a little bit, 7 out of 10 for Robbo tonight. Chris Basham, doing what Chris Basham does well, bursting forward. I wish he'd have a shot on goal a bit more often, but instrumental in that second goal, defensively assured. He just brings something to Sheffield United that a lot of others don't. 8.5, great game for Bash. Conor Horahan starting to look the part in the Blades midfield. Played really well, pinging the ball about in his pinging competition with Oliver Norwood, but 8 out of 10 for Conor Hourihane, a great performance. Man of the match for me, Ollie Norwood. He's got his ping back. Set pieces look dangerous, passing, picking passengers, firing it across there and setting up goals, doing what Ollie Norwood does well. Nearly a goal for himself as well. 9 out of 10, well played, Oliver Norwood. 𝐍𝐸𝐵𝐿 𝐸𝐿, not his greatest game. Cramp, seized up a little bit, didn't really get involved, but 6 out of 10 for 𝐸𝐸𝐿. Billy Sharp, record breaker, 122 championship goals. Mr. Sheffield United broke the deadlock with a particularly opportunistic Billy Sharp type of goal. 8 out of 10 for the skipper. Well played, Bill. Ryan Brewster, before the injury, looked fresh, pace, talent, what we wanted from him when we signed. He's looking to settle in. It's just a shame that, as Stewie Mack said, it looks like he's going to be missing a few games now. But 7.5 for Ryan. Subs, 𝐍𝐸𝐿 brought on early to replace Brewster. Creativity from 𝐍𝐸𝐿, great. Finishing, diabolical. 6.5 for 𝐍𝐸𝐿. John Fleck came on late on. Steady, 6 out of 10, nothing more than that. Ollie McBurney, again, came on late. Held the ball up, did what he could, caused the nuisance for the second goal. 6 out of 10 for Ollie McBurney. Finally, Paul Heckingbottom. I told you it was a great appointment, and he's starting to prove that. Great team selection, doing what he can. He needs one more striker. Bring Jebbo back and I'll increase this score for you, Hecky. But 8 out of 10 for the gaffer today. The Blades, 2-0 winners again, and we go marching on to Birmingham on Friday night. Up the Blades!
Cheers, Adam. Spot on with the ratings, just as you're usually spot on with your stats. So positives and negatives from today's 2-0 win away at Peterborough. Let's start with the positives because they really do outweigh the negatives, which is not something we've been able to say every match this season for the Blades. I thought it was a team that was full of confidence from the outset and maintained that confidence into the second half as well, even though we went into halftime at 0-0. So confidence didn't waver, even though on the negative side of things, our finishing in the first half did leave a lot to be desired, looking at you, John Egan, with that free header. But all came good. The biggest positive, obviously, is Billy Sharp continues to score goals, and Billy Sharp now sets the record, all-time leading goal scorer in the championship. So hats off to Sir William, deserves all the plaudits, and long may that continue. On the negative side of things, a couple injuries we saw. Reuben Brewster going off early. You hate to see it for Reuben Brewster. And hopefully that hamstring injury isn't something that's going to be long-term for him. 𝐍𝐸𝐿 𝐸𝐿 continues to struggle with going a full 90 minutes. Looked like a more cramping from him. I believe Hal, at some point this season, promised us he wasn't going to cramp up anymore. So we'll have to follow up with Hal the Blade himself to see if that still holds true. So looking to get them back to fitness ASAP. But overall, really great performance, both collectively and individually. Ollie Norwood, who has come in for some stick this season, has to have had the performance of the season for him. Just an absolute joy to watch today. I thought Chris Basham and Jayden Bogle on the right-hand side were great, really getting down the flank. I mean, Chris Basham just plays everywhere on the pitch, and I would sit happily and watch him play football all day long. I thought really nobody stood out as far as a negative performance. So now it's just how do we kick on and how do we use this momentum? Because we've recovered from a defeat and that awful draw where we threw away a 2-0 lead. And now let's kick on to Birmingham on Friday and see if we can build that momentum into something more. So hopefully this section will continue to be way more positives than negatives. Speaking of positives, if you are positive the Sheffield United way is the best Fans React and Fans channel on YouTube, make sure to drop a like and a subscribe and a comment below, and the lads will really appreciate it. Till next time, up the Blades.